Lions fans, what's going on? It's your boy King, man. Listen, wanted to talk about a few things. Obviously, we see a lot of available free agents simply because teams are releasing players left and right. Jacksonville just released Ingram over there. It's been some surprises so far. The Detroit Lions are definitely going to have a pretty big and large pool to pull talent from. Also, we're looking at the draft. Next on my draft list, Shemar Stewart. A lot of people are interested in Shemar Stewart. There's a lot of mock drafts out there about Shemar Stewart. We're going to take a little dive in and look at Shemar Stewart. But we need to pay attention because the NFC division title is not going to be easy next season. I'm going to also break that down and why I believe that. Let's dig in.
Hey, King paying for gas.
All right, so let's talk about it, right? Let's go division first. The division obviously is not going to be easy for us to win this season based off of not only the schedule alone. We're making a shift in coordinators this season and coaching staff. Also, we've lost some players. We will gain new players. Am I saying we're going to be bad? No, but it's just not going to be easy because other teams like the Bears, the Vikings, the Green Bay Packers, they're looking to improve. They're looking to compete this season, not 2 or 3 years down the line. So as I was explaining, the Bears are tooling up to go up against the Lions toe-to-toe. Ben Johnson is definitely influencing some of the moves over there. You see they're trying to shoe up their offensive line finally over there. He fully understands that the trenches are the most important part to having a successful offense over there. So they add Jonah Jackson, who has had some injury issues, but you turn around and you go and add a guard from Kansas City to even shore up that deal. So obviously, they're probably going to draft somebody in Ashton Genty from Boise State. That's going to be a problem out of the backfield, trying to keep that young man contained. He's a dog. And plus, they also have 50-something million to spend in cap. So, like I said, they have enough money to add some big-time players over there on the defense and the offense. Guys like Sweat and Hendrickson and some of these guys available. They're also tied to the Bears too. The Bears can add more trouble to that defensive line, but they also can add another big time receiver over there. So yeah, we're not going to be the only team that look different in this division, and it's not just going to be a cakewalk for us. So we just got to step down off our high horse a little bit this season and respect what these other franchises are doing, because they're also doing a really good job at building some competent rosters to compete. The NFC North is definitely going to hold the crown for a while. Obviously, the Eagles are the standard, but there's a chance that our Detroit Lions alone looks a lot different this upcoming season. So player availability off of, being released, like, Darius Slay and some of the edge rushers that I just mentioned to you guys. Khalil Mack is another one that I heard. So it's options out there. We may end up trading that pick for the draft, but if we don't, I think we're still going to pick up some pretty complimentary guys in free agency without breaking the bank. Max Crosby, that dream is gone, it's dead. He signed an extension over there with the Raiders. So, but like I said, guys like Hendrickson, guys, like Myles Garrett, still available. Even though they plan not to trade him, he's still available. The Lions are going to have a large pool to take from, man. It's going to be a large pool of talent for the Detroit Lions to make picks out of. And it's all up to Brad Holmes, man. If he wants to be aggressive, if he wants to start with the projects, I think it's time for taking the flyers on some of these guys and these projects. I think it's time to stop with that right now. All right, so let's take a quick couple of looks at Shemar Stewart, man. I mean, you become a little desensitized to, Shemar Stewart's athleticism watching film week to week with this guy. Sometimes it's startling field, but then it's sometimes where he chooses to be Reggie White for like 2 plays, man. You know what I'm saying? It's consistency is where he has to build. You look at another example right here. At 280 pounds, you should not be able to bend like this, man. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. 280 pounds, you shouldn't be able to bend like that. So, yeah, he didn't get home, but that's not what I'm looking at. It's the ability to bend at that size. Oh, yeah, and he had one of those plays, right? Senior Bowl, let's take a look at it. So, Senior Bowl, same type of ordeal. Everybody was oozing and ozzing over Mike Green, man, but he also had a play where he just put this guy on his ass, man. That's what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Ass whoop. Ass whoop. He told the guy. Now, this is what he had said, right? He told reporters, right? Shemar said that I told number 54 that I was going to run through his face. Then I ran through his face. You know what I'm saying? So I just love watching his press conference because he's such a Dan Campbell type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He fits so perfectly well with what we offer here as far as the Detroit Lions, man. And if we do make this move, I'll definitely be happy with that, man. Let's take a look at another clip. All right, so in a couple of these clips, I just want to show you guys at playing around 280, 285 pounds, his explosiveness, his twitchiness, man. It's absolute legit. It's absolute legit, man. Like I said, moving like that at his size is not something that you find every day. That's why you see some of the comparisons to the very guy that we're actually trying to go and sign in Myles Garrett. When you look at the measurements, take a look at this. When you look at it, man, you start watching film, you start to see some of those same traits. The thing with him, you just have to get it out of him consistently. And are you telling me that the Detroit Lions coaching staff can't get that out of him consistently? Yeah. So he goes to the Detroit Lions. That's huge. That's big time for us. We find a way to add some more via trade or free agency. I think we'll be just fine because if you can shore up that defensive line, everybody behind you is going to be successful. That's from the linebackers room all the way back into the very top man in your secondary. That's what you watch when you watch the Super Bowl with the Eagles, man. If the quarterback does not have enough time to make decisions, if they can't get a decent run game off, it's going to be a long day for any team that goes up against the Detroit Lions. When you have a high power offense like we have, which we most likely going to add another receiver to, it's going to be tough to keep up with the Detroit Lions. It's going to be very hard to beat them. So while we have this window still open to compete in NFC Championship games and possibly go to the Super Bowl, we need to take advantage of that. Obviously, we still got a contract that we have to pay in Aiden Hutchinson. That's going to be pretty huge. We have a decision to make on Jameson Williams, but we'll take care of all of that. There's ways that we can add talent to this team, being through the draft, that we can still be a total monster out there against other teams. We just have to stay fairly healthy and make sure that we have enough guys that are playmakers to get the job done. That's all I'm asking for from Brad Holmes. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go and get the hottest guy on the market. If you can't get Myles Garrett, fine. There's plenty of other options that can come in here and help this team get to where we're trying to get to. That's all we're asking. Just don't sit there and wait around and be the last team trying to do something, and then you're going to get a bunch of broken up players. That is the typical Lions attitude when it comes to free agency and trade. I am tired of it. We just want to see something different, you know. But with that said, when it comes to Stewart, man, he's an absolute dog. He's a beast. And that's, like I said, with that body and frame, to have the athleticism that he has, I am truly impressed with his film. There are moments where he gets a little bit too tall out there, but all of these are techniques that you can fix and that you can coach up. I have no worries whatsoever about him not potentially becoming a really, really good player in this NFL. So with that said, we'll move on to the next one tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Peace.